Welcome back, horror family. The Halloween Spooktacular continues, and tonight we're slicing into one of the boldest and most emotional resurrections in horror history. Halloween H20, 20 years later. Man, I still remember seeing this one in the theaters. That opening, chills. We hear that familiar voice, Dr. Loomis echoing in the dark, talking about evil. It hits like a ghostly warning from beyond the grave. Now, if you didn't know, that actually wasn't Donald Pleasant's real audio. It was legendary voice actor Tom Kane performing the tribute. And he nailed it. The tone, the pacing, that haunted calm. It felt authentic. It was a perfect send-off and respectful homage to a man who defined the Halloween mythos. Right then, you know, this movie isn't just another sequel. It's a reckoning. Evil never dies. It just waits 20 years for a rematch. 20 years after that original nightmare, Laurie Strode is no longer the babysitter. She's Carrie Tate, headmistress of an elite California prep school. New name, new life, but same trauma. You can see the fear in her eyes, even when she's smiling. Every shadow feels like it's following her. She's drinking way too much, overprotective of her son, and haunted by something the rest of the world has forgotten. Jamie Lee Curtis gives one of her most layered performances here. It's not just survival, it's what survival costs. Before horror films started talking about trauma and PTSD, H2O was already there exploring what happens when you keep running but never really escape. When Michael Myers comes back, it's not just hype, it's destiny. That opening sequence of Marion Chambers' house, the newspaper clippings, the old files, the blown out candlelight, it feels like Loomis's spirit is still lingering, guiding us right back to evil. And when Michael finally walks into that school campus, the tension skyrockets. He's older, quieter, but every movement says one thing: unfinished business. Oh yeah, the mask switches mid-scene, even goes CGI for a shot or two. But when the lighting hits right, it's pure nightmare fuel. That blank stare still makes the blood run cold. To me, this movie is a time capsule of late 90s perfection. Josh Hartnett rocking that I don't own a brush haircut. Michelle Williams giving us emotional gravitas. LL Cool J casually writing romance novels while guarding the gate. I mean, that's peak 90s multitasking. And the dialogue? Tight, smart, slightly meta, thanks to Scream's Kevin Williamson, lending his polish. But even with that self-aware edge, it still feels like Halloween. You get the slickness of the 90s, but the soul of 1978. Then comes that showdown. 20 years of fear boiled down to one hallway, one axe, and one scream. Michael. Laurie's transformation here is everything. She goes from prey to predator. When she locks that gate, grabs that axe, and refuses to run, that's not just survival, that's defiance. The chase scenes are perfectly claustrophobic. You feel the tension in every breath. It's not about body count, it's about closure. And when Laurie flips the script hunting him, it's one of the most satisfying reversals in slasher history. Now that ending sequence with the ambulance, I thought it was great. She decapitates Michael, no monologue, no hesitation, just a final, brutal goodbye. Back in the time the theater I was in, the theater went crazy. For that brief moment, it felt like the franchise finally gave Laurie peace. Now back to where it all started, that voice. Tom Kane's recreation of Dr. Loomis is one of the most respectful tributes in horror. It's eerie, heartfelt, and instantly nostalgic. That narration anchors H2O to the soul of the series. It reminds us Loomis may be gone, but his words still echo through every scream and shadow in Haddonfield. To me, he was the conscience of this story. The voice reminding us that evil is eternal. And by using that voiceover to open this film, they gave fans the emotional bridge we needed connecting Pleasance's legacy to Laurie's redemption arc. It's like the torch being passed from the old generation of horror to the new. At its core, Halloween H2O is about confronting the past. Laurie isn't just running from Michael, she's running from herself, from fear, from guilt. And when she finally stops running, the movie shifts from horror to empowerment. That's what makes it timeless. Beneath the screams and slashes, this is about survival, motherhood, and reclaiming control over your own narrative. Let's be real, Halloween H2O isn't perfect. The runtime's short, and the mask is inconsistent in different scenes. But overall, I still enjoy it. It's tight, emotional, beautifully acted, and anchored by Laurie Strode's trauma and triumph. And that Loomis voiceover performed by Tom Kane ties it all together, with respect and reverence. It's the rare sequel that honors the past while carving out its own legacy. So I'm giving Halloween H2O 20 years later 4.5 out of 5 spooky jack-o'-lanterns. To me, it was a redemption story for Laurie Strode, a love letter to the fans, and a chilling reminder that evil never truly dies. So what do you think? Was H2O the perfect ending for Laurie? Or should the story just stop at Halloween 2, before the other sequels messed up perfection? Drop your thoughts in the comments, hit that like button and subscribe, because the Halloween Spooktacular marches on right here on Troy Hill Talks. Stay spooky, stay safe, and always keep it real with real talk. Take care.